This is awesome. So this is why we call it the Farm Prius. So tomorrow we are going to head towards Portland so that on Saturday we can look at a dump truck that we have decided will be, you explain it because I always explain it dumb.
It's an old Ford dump truck that happens to have a really good cat motor, 3406B, and a 13-speed. It's like even the RTLO, a good 13-speed.
And that's the transmission?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one day we'll go in old Peterbilt, because that's a 3406A engine that's not as cool and strong and stuff, and an old RTO 13-speed that's only single overdrive. The LO's double overdrive, so the whole cruising down the road at 70 will be even easier.
Awesome.
Better.
And we can use it as a dump truck
Yeah.
to haul gravel and do all those things that we were wanting a different trailer for while we look for a different trailer in our price range. And then once we find that, then we can take the engine out of the dump truck, put it in the new Peterbilt, all the things you just said.
Put Peterbilt engine in the dump truck and still use it.
Yeah.
Because it's just swapping two cats and two 13-speeds.
Yeah, so we'll end up with new semi and a dump truck for less than
a single semi previously that we're looking at that's nice and fixed.
right, and
But
or
it's not
belt
nice.
trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
Keep
have
an eye out for cheap belt trailers.
yeah.
Get that one day.
Still want a belt trailer for future contract work and harvest and all the other things, but the dump truck will at least get the gravel that we want started.
Dirt and gravel, get that leveled to where we can haul in nice gravel and maybe not have mud this mud season.
Right.
But yeah.
Which happens sooner than we think.
Yeah.
And then maybe I can get pretty gravel around the house.
Depending on how far, we could even take the little dump truck. That'd mean we'd have to license it. Because if we just cruise around here, we don't even have to license it.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah.
I think the pretty gravel's at that place in Ontario.
Might be able to sneak.
Yeah.
Us and sneaking and getting away with it don't usually go together.
So, all that being said, because we're going to drive all that way and look at a potentially old truck, we're going to take the Prius because it gets really good gas mileage and it's more comfortable to drive than the Tahoe. So what else in here?
So the dude said it's the whole drive it home or haul it home, and he said I don't see why it wouldn't make it home. So we're using that as
Good enough for us.
might make it home. And he said besides maybe a couple tires, so they were 11R 24.5s, which these are steer and or trailers, but for what we're doing, just driving home empty, it'll be fine that we got for the 40-foot trailer and haven't put on yet. So happy days for that. So if need be, we have two spares.
Okay.
And we can single up the duals on the rear, is what I was going to tell you to remind me.
Okay. And
A whole bunch of tools, water, oil, jumper cables. I don't know if the poor little car, what it will think of pulling a whole bunch of power from it, but it's worth taking just in case.
okay. So completely unrelated, but since you mentioned it, these were the ones we bought to go, the tires that we bought to go on the 40-foot trailer. If we need to put them on the truck just to get it home, then take them off when we get here and put it back on the trailer. Okay.
Or buy more for the trailer.
Oh, buy more
But
for the
yeah,
trailer.
depending on where it ends up going, and that'll be the other thing, is if the steers are crappy on that thing, we can gamble with these.
Okay.
Any way you slice it, it'll be gambly.
Yeah.
These tires are what's on it.
Right.
Not
Okay.
the brand new tires.
Right.
Which, yeah. I suppose if we took the pickup or something, we could strap just a crap ton of stuff to it. But
I'd rather not.
I was gonna say it's a long ways, but it's not ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's not the middle of nowhere. There's plenty of towns between here and there. So if something happens, there's lots of options.
I guess what I'm trying to say is it would suck to, because it's going to be around 12 hours, maybe 13 round trip. So it'd suck to burn that again, but if it ends up too sketchy to haul and we still want to or drive and we still want to buy it.
Yeah.
Come get the truck.
Okay, that makes sense. But
not taking the truck because it's not a gamble, but an unknown as well.
Yeah, so. True. So this is pretty cool though. The back seats are folded down and all of this is in the back. So
it is sitting a little lower than
it is. Oh, little squishy pudgy tire.
Can't be much more than, like I said before, like a fat guy sitting in the back. Right?
A couple of them probably.
Yeah, maybe.
But
so,
it's a good little farm car.
Even if it knocks us down to 30 miles per gallon or so, that's still better than 14 or 15.
Exactly. So we'll keep you updated along the way, heading towards Portland, a little past Portland.
Yes.
Probably going to stop in Troutdale tomorrow and just spend the night and then go from there. So stay tuned. So it might be hard to see because of the sun, the angle of the sun, but this is the John Day Dam. And I don't know, Sam and I were just talking about, oh, here's some trees. How dams are very cool, but also kind of scary. Oh yeah, it says John Day right there on the side of it. The trees are in the way, so I can't get the other side, but like we went to the oh, there it is, that's cool. We went to the Hoover Dam when we were in Vegas, and we used to camp at near a dam when we'd go to CJ, huh? I just thought that was cool, so I wanted to share it with you. So I may have missed this stuff. The amount of buildings and road, and I feel like I didn't think I came from that small of a town, but this is huge and crazy. We don't have stuff like this where I'm from. And then just to have like a tiny forest right next to it. I wouldn't want to live in Portland, but it's actually, I mean, parts of it seem kind of pretty. Parts of it also seem kind of run down and not pretty, but anyway. Just different. The trees in the way make it harder to see, but there's an amazing, huge bridge right here. I'm sure I've been here before, I just don't really remember any of this. I wonder if this is the bridge. Oh, probably not up this way, you're right. Although it's, oh yeah, we might have come a different way. I was gonna say, this is how you get to Astoria, which has my favorite, one of my favorite aquariums, the one where you feed the seals in the front. Anyway, that's a big bridge. That's kind of cool. Something we definitely don't see. Well, no, none of us see it now, but not something we see around our house. So I don't know if it's going to come back or not. No, not really. Kind of.
I'm guessing you won't be able to hear me, but I figured I'd film. Real quick. My ride home versus Randy's. And Randy, yeah, not the perfect working position of the wipers. I'm afraid to turn them on and try to move them. At least they stay there, so. Back down to 87, we were at 90 degrees outside just a little bit ago, but we got closer to the river. Anywho, no truck conditions look pretty nice. Staying nice and cool, good oil pressure. Good so far. We are officially home. There's Randy pulling in. 9 o'clock, I think it is. Almost on the nose. We started at, we ate breakfast at 7 Boise time. Left at 7:30, the hotel at 7:30 Boise time. The old truck did freaking amazing. Lots and lots of stops you'll notice is green colored, like the back of that roll of stuff. So on the way home, it would, at certain speeds, sound like a door was flapping around, which made sense with air and all the loose, rusty metal and doors not closing. Well, then it started sounding worse and worse, and I wondered if something was wrapped around the driveline or a tire coming apart. So we'd stop and look, and then it got to where it was just popping so fast non-stop it almost sounded like a backfire. But it obviously wasn't that with a diesel. And anyway, so raised the bed to get a better view underneath, and Brandy said, could that be doing it? And it was that whole big black thing up there hanging down, flapping on the cab. So anywho, that's the dump truck.
Well, there he is, Dumpy at home. It was a little over 800 miles. I feel like we left St. Helens around, I don't know, 9:30, 10:30, somewhere in there. And it is 9 o'clock at night and we just got home. So, stopped a couple of times along the way to check some things, put some 90 weight in the rear axle or something like that, and otherwise it was just a lot of miles and it seemed to do great. We were a little bit worried about the back tires, whether the rubber would hold on them or not, and they made it all the way here, so I'm gonna count that as a win. And yeah, now we have a dump truck. The people that we bought it from, it was two guys who have a trucking company, and they were shocked and impressed to see that there were two semi tires in the back of the Prius. So as soon as we got there, well, once we purchased it, we put them in the back of the dump truck, but luckily we didn't need them. So, but anyway, I love the Prius. It's pretty impressive actually. So good job, Farm Prius. Thanks for watching.